And welcome to my tutorial for Blender. Let's go ahead and start it up. 2.7. If you've never used it before, hopefully I can go slow enough and you'll understand most of the things I want to show. This default scene shows a cube, which is highlighted in yellow, and these little arrows show the X, Y, and Z axis. The green is the yellow, the red is the X, and the Z is the, or the blue is the Z axis, if I talk right. Okay, now I want to unselect or hit A and show that I have the camera here and I have the light. So let's go to, what I'm doing is I'm right clicking each one of these, right click the camera, hit 0, and hit F12, and it shows the cube illuminated. It's kind of boring, but okay. Let's go back to our side view, which is number 3. It's not where we were before, but oh well. We can use our mouse button, our middle mouse button, to move around. Okay, I want to add some color to this cube. I want to right click the cube, and I want to drag out this panel here, and all I'm doing is moving my mouse cursor to where it shows I can drag it out by using the left click. I want to select my materials button, and right now it's spherical projection on this cube. I want to use cube projection, so I'm selecting the cube. My diffuse is my color. You want to left click that. There's different ways you can add color to this. You can left click the diffuse and change the color with this palette here. Okay, but if I know my value I want, I can click it here. This is a double floating precision value. I want 1.0 for red, and I want 0 and 0 for 1 for blue, and it gives me a totally red cube. Okay, now I want to right click my lamp, or my point light, I guess it is a lamp, but I want to change it to sun. And what I did was I left clicked the lamp menu. I'm going to click on the sun with a left click. Alright, let's F12 again. A little bit different shading, a little different lighting too. Alright, I want to move this, so I want to go to my side view. And these sliders here will move based on which way I drag and move them using my left mouse pointer or button. Okay, I want to get behind the camera, above the camera. I want to hit 7 to go above, or to my aerial view. Zoom out using my wheel key on my mouse, or middle button. And I want to rotate using the R key, and then dragging this to where I get about right there. That's fine. Go back to my side view, number 3. I want to rotate this beam up a little bit, and I want to scale it using the S key to move it out further. Okay, right click the camera, go back to my top view, number 7, and I want to drag my camera around until I get, and I want to rotate it with my R key. Go back to my 3, or my side view, right view, rotate it up, and hit F12. I can't see anything. I don't know why. It's because my camera is not pointing towards my object. Now before I go any further, all these grids back here are like grid paper. They want to show what kind of units we're using in Blender. I want to change those by going to my scene key, or scene menu over here, left click that, go down. I can use either metric or imperial. I want to use imperial because I'm used to that system, and I can zoom in, and now I'm looking at each one of these blocks as yards. Okay, if I zoom in more, it's feet. Okay, you see that? If I zoom in really close, it's inches. Alright, so right now I'm at yards. Most people don't stand, let's see, let me show you how tall it is. Let's hit the N key, brings up this panel. I'm going to slide this up a little bit, and it shows my location. My camera is right now above this plane right here, or this imaginary line, I should say, is 17.5 feet above that line. I want to bring it down to about, it's about right, 6 feet tall. Okay. Let's right click this cube. Let's bring it above this green imaginary line. And the reason why I say imaginary is if I click the camera and go back to my view, I don't see that line. All I see is my cube. Okay, escape out. Go back to my right view, 3. Now I want to add a plane underneath this for the ground. So let's go back to the top view, 7. Click right there, that's fine. Just hit the space bar. I'm going to type in add space plane. Okay. Now I want to scale this using the S key and dragging it. Do it again and again. And you notice the dimensions in my plane are 30 by 30, well, almost 31. I can type in the dimensions that I want. Let's say I want 50 by 50. Okay. Now let's go back to the right side view. Zoom in. It's almost touching the ground, but not exactly. That's fine. And let's right click the camera, go back to camera view, typing 0, F12, and we see that we now have shadows because of the light hitting the surface, casting onto the newly formed plane, and looks pretty good. Alright, that's the basics of this. Let me go to the next tutorial. Hopefully it won't take up too much of your time, and hopefully I didn't bore you too much.